You boys back. Locky late night number 12, I think it is. It's been like a full week since I came on. March 29th was the last one I did. Yeah, a full week. Holy fuck. But your boy was busy. But I was going to do one, I think, Friday night after Bellator. I was going to do one Saturday. And here we are, Sunday night. Easter Sunday. Going into Easter Monday. Happy Easter to all. There were a couple things I just want to talk about, and then we'll get into the chat. I'm wondering. So while I was burning, I was listening to Two Bears, One Cave. If anybody is into podcasts and all that shit, I'm into a ton of like comedy podcasts. There isn't much MMA stuff that I listen to, which is funny now that I think about it. Like my Stitcher shows is don't laugh. There's I listen to Whitney Cummings' podcast when she has an interesting guest on. So I have a bunch of hers like lined up. Her podcast is called Good for You. She had Adam Devine on, who was on Modern Family, and obviously there's I think Workaholics. Donna Ronalings, who I'm a big fan of. Chris DiStefano, who's always fucking hilarious. If you guys know who Chris DiStefano is, you guys know what's up. I listened to Congratulations by the recently canceled Chris D'Elia. He just made his comeback. This past weekend, Theo Vaughn, Anik and Florian podcast. That's always in the rotation. I listen to Office Ladies. If you guys know, obviously you guys know fucking The Office. So the Office Ladies podcast is pretty much, if anybody watches The Office, Pam and Angela going through the entire series episode by episode. So it's a good way for me to just rewatch the series. I fucking love that series. Bad Friends, obviously, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee, love that podcast. Whiskey Ginger, just Santino. Tiger Belly, I listen to when there's guests that I want to listen to on. Armchair Expert, Dax Shepard, that's a great one with a lot of like celebrities you wouldn't think would actually do podcasts, but it does a good job of like breaking them down. Two Bears, One Cave, obviously was listening to that. And then I do listen to Fighter and the Kid, which is obviously kids now with Chappelle and Malik. Those guys, Shab is funny when he's with people, and luckily for him, he's blessed to be around good people, funny people, I should say. So, which is why I don't mind listening to Fighter and the Kid. And then King of the Sting, Theo Vaughn is just fucking hilarious. Probably one of my top comedians. Podcast wise, he's fucking hilarious. So witty and quick. His Netflix special that he has on Netflix, obviously, isn't the greatest rendition of what he's currently at right now. And he's good. He's hilarious. He's fucking hilarious. He's driving into the whole hillbilly-ish Southern guy. Either way, that's kind of my rotation. I was just wondering what you guys are listening to. I was listening to Two Bears, One Cave before coming in, and it's, Bert Kreischer fucking kills me. But yeah, that's kind of what I do, like when I burn or when I'm just chilling. There'll be nights where I'm like not taping or anything and like that. Maybe if I'm gaming or something, I'll play like NBA and listen to a podcast or something. I'm so behind on my podcast though. And obviously I listen to Rogan and then I listen to Flagrant 2 as well, Andrew Schulz and fucking Akash. But I'm so behind. Like the latest podcast I still need to listen to is from February 12th, Armchair Expert. But yeah, I gotta catch the fuck up. That's what I used to do a lot when I was working too, is just work and listen to podcasts and shit. So that was how I was able to like keep up with so many episodes. But now I'm not. I'm like taping or I'm like doing other shit. So yeah, I got to catch up. Second thing I wanted to talk about, obviously you guys have been seeing, if you guys are on Twitter, Odds is kind of stopping their content. They're saying temporarily. I don't know, but I'm going to proceed on as if they're not coming back. And I'm rejigging my schedule right now. But the Tuesday MMA Lawcast Live is for good. That's staying around. That's going to be on when it's going to be on. But I got to get back to you guys about the Thursday show with Cody that's propping you up. Still trying to figure out what's good with that. Friday show, I got something in store for you guys. Can't wait to unveil it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to dropping that news. I'm just trying to figure out the rest of my schedule right now. Once I do that, then I'm going to drop all that news at once. But I need a couple of things to kind of fall in place right now. And then obviously Fight Day stream I'm always doing on Fight Day, 1 p.m. Eastern. This coming weekend, though, the fights start at 12 noon. So I'm going to probably do the live podcast or Fight Day podcast at, let's say, 10 a.m. I'll do it at 10 a.m. this week. Usually feed my dog at 9. Gives him, usually takes an hour to feed the kid or the dog. Then I can jump on and do the stream for you guys. And then Thursdays is still the Salvetri DFS show. So yeah, ton of content is coming, but it won't be on odds moving forward. I'm sure you guys have seen it. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. We got 35 people in here. I can't believe it's only been 6 minutes. It feels like I've been rambling on forever. Baby Yoda Predictions is in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Eric Coate. Baby Yoda wants some money. Manuel Galarza is stopping by saying, what's up? Uncle Weezy, 1 week of no UFC is enough. Let's get back to it. Yeah. Ideally, it would be nice if it was like 3 UFCs and then 1 week and off. 3 UFCs, 1 week and off. I like that 1 week and off. But we'll see. Once I get ahead of schedule now, again, doing this full time now, I still got to finish this coming card plus Bellator. Maybe once I get ahead of schedule, I won't be as wanting of off weekends. T-Rex is stopping by to say what up. Eric Coate, anybody looking to Bahamondes yet? I haven't done that tape yet, personally. Shawnee Mack is in chat, as always. Never fails. Never fails. Huyo is saying Red Bar Podcast. Tio took it. What's going on, buddy? MMA Kappas, what's up, Lock? Watching this 4 p.m. Eastern Monday here. Hi, shite. Yep, likewise. Props wise, Vittoria via submission is looking extra sexy to me this week. Also looking forward to Shore versus Azure. Yeah, Shore versus Azure is amazing. I'm looking forward to that one from a grappling perspective. And even Yusuf and Alan, I literally just finished taping that, recorded that breakdown. Speaking of which, I should post it right to my Patreon right now because I'm sure my Patreon members would really like to hear my thoughts on that fight, and I will drop it for them as soon as there we go. Bang. Let me upload that bitch to YouTube. And literally just finished processing as I was hopping on this stream. So yeah, I got a good chunk of the card still to do, but that's pretty much my plan all of tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to finish up all my graphics and stuff for it. And then tomorrow finish up the actual tape aspect of it. But I've gotten through 4 matchups. And I pretty much think I have my Lock of the Night play is already posted. Dog of the Night play, I will probably post shortly. One more fight I want to look into. So I'm just posting the fucking video. This is great streaming content. All right, now let's get back to here. Yeah, great fights this week. I'm really looking forward to it. Z 2.0 is saying, yo, who do you think wins the Rodriguez Perry fight? I'm leaning Perry. I haven't done the tape yet, but I'm leaning Perry. I just feel like Rodriguez is slightly overrated, to be honest. Great fighter, fun fighter, but I think maybe even Papa Perry. You know what I mean? How seriously is he taking it now because of his kid? Will that have a direct impact on it? But stylistically, even he's a guy that was going to close fights with Vicente Luque, right? Let's give him some respect. Perry, this big of an underdog, is a little crazy, in my opinion. Luke Fulton, I heard somewhere Joe Rogan has one. Yeah, exactly. MMA kept Bisping's 2 episode on Tiger Price, so good. Bisping and Bobby going back and forth those prices. Yeah, those were fucking awesome. Whispers silently. I sometimes listen to both about. I won't lie. I used to listen to it, but I just can't. I can't anymore. I can't. Can't do it. Can't do it with him alone. I love the guy. Can't do it with him alone, though. MMA Genius saying, morning, man, pre-jazz. Thank you. Funny how some of the comedian podcasts are intertwined within the MMA UFC world. Yeah, exactly. I think it's all due to Shab and Rogan, obviously, but that's pretty cool. MMA Genius saying, bet straight on Sam Alvey, bet straight on Palatnikov, small inside the distance sprinkle on Alvey. I got some inside info due to interviews. Cool. I'll keep that in mind whenever I get around to that. MMA Triple J is saying, what up? What's going on, dude? Finesse God, I love Holland for taking this fight. Yeah. I don't want to say it's free money or anything like that, but there's a reason Marvin Vettori is as high of a favorite as he is. Personally, I haven't looked into the fight, so I was saying I have a bet on it or anything like that. Joey Negro is saying Ben Askren versus Jake Paul prediction. Does Askren experience prevail until Jake tires out, giving Askren the later rounds to squeak out a decision? Yeah, I have very little thoughts on this fight. The way you broke it down right there pretty much makes sense. Like, does Jake Paul knock him out? Like, I'm sure his striking is better given that he's just been working on boxing the last several years. And, last we've seen Ben Askren striking, it just hasn't looked the greatest. The only thing that Askren really has going for him here is he's been competing at this level for a long time on a grand scale with like the hardest fighters ahead of him and shit. But I don't know, man. That's such a shit show. I can't believe that fight's actually happening. MMA Genius saying, love listening to Joe Rogan watching tape with the fight on mute. Sometimes I prefer music over podcasts, to be honest. That's kind of my approach. Luke Fulton didn't know odds of stopping, like the ones discussions. Yeah. The panel discussions, yeah. Don't worry, I got something in store for you guys. You guys, I'll put it this way. It might not be on odds, but on Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, you guys will still have something to look forward to. Let's put it that way. Bradsky, you and Cody should do a prediction show with Bleed to fill in for the odd show. Yeah, well, we're still seeing what's up. Damn, I'm working during fights. No. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock start tomorrow. Acai Fuel Mountaineer saying, love you and Kudo as a duo. You have good chemistry. Try to do a show with them. Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. The funny thing is, actually, me and him live 20 minutes away from each other. He's came in studio before to do a podcast with me. Great episode. We got sloshed. Like, we burned. Then we sat and talked for a while. Then we started drinking. I'll put the link to the episode in the chat here for you guys. But it was a great fucking episode. I've known Cody for coming up on 8 years now. He worked or still works at the Fight Network. And the guy that I used to work for, he owned a gym, which I used to work at. And then we also did an MMA promotion together. A couple MMA shows that we did up here. We did 2 of them together. And whenever I would go to Planet, it would be in the same office as Cody. And Cody, I believe, I'm not sure if it was official for the first one, but for sure for the second one, he was our matchmaker. So we were super, super fucking close back then too. But yeah, here we did a 3-hour podcast together where we got sloshed. I'll drop it into the chat right there. All right, see what else you guys are saying. Odds makers done. Predictions tonight. I ain't got no predictions for you guys right now. I need UFC every week. Obsession Brothers. I get you. I get it. Time is not online. Lucky late night. My dude, is me or is this card full of easy picks relative to the past several cards we've had? I've gone through 4 fights so far, and let's just say I got a lock of the night play out of it already. Let's put it that way. Danny Lags is saying McDessie and Nina dogs of the week. If Nina isn't a dog yet, I'm pretty sure most of her spots she's a row minus 120, so slate favorite. Yeah, there is a chance she could dip to underdog money. I don't mind that. That's pre-tape though. Kung Dao Chicken is saying I need to do a show with Clint. He's looking for guests on his Monday fight prediction shows. I go on his show. We're not doing a weekly show together, but I've done appearances on his show before. I think I've done it 3 times now, but yeah, I'll probably be on it in the coming future. Duckus fight, no thoughts. I haven't seen anything about his opponent. Perry as a dog, yeah, good spot. I think Rodriguez wins, has a lot of straight punches, better fighter. I don't know if he's the better fighter per se. Tim Jizzy, that's my most confident pickup for the card. Interesting. All right, you're rolling deep on that one. I got to run the tape for Wright personally, but I don't know. I think Perry's being slightly disrespected here. MMA Genie, Ted Bundy versus Jeffrey Dahmer fantasy matchup. Yeah, I ain't even entertained that one. Sorry, Genie. Sergeant Snuggles, considering a multiple event parlay, what do you think of Vittoria, Whitaker, Usman, Shevchenko plus 189? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Whitaker over Gastelum, Vittoria over Holland, Usman over Masvidal, and Shevchenko over Andrade, right? It's not bad. I don't mind that. I have a multi-event parlay finishing up this weekend with Jack Shore. I had Gregor Gillespie on it, so that kind of crapped the odds since his fight pulled out. There's two more spots that fell out that I had. Vittori over, who was Vittori fighting first? Till. It is. Yeah, Vittori Till is the other one that fell out. And then there's one more. But it pays out plus 1,500 odds. I put 250 on it, so it would return about 3.8K. And I just need short. Those are the updated odds as well. So, yeah, so Marvin and Till fell out. Gregor and Riddell fell out. And, yeah, 250 to win 3.8K. All that's left is Jack Shore. Give me that money. Just finished taping that today, too, and I love it. I'm going to probably do another multiple event parlay by Friday. Probably include Bellator into it. And that's something I'm going to start releasing to my Patreon members as well. Like it's a no-brainer to, you're making an investment really, right? You're putting money down, $250 down for 3 weeks, and it could potentially turn into 3.8K if it works out. So like similar bets to that is what I mean. The original odds for this, if it kept the other two legs with Gregor and Vittori versus Till, was a $9,000 payout, 250 to win $9,000. That would have been nice. But I'm going to set some more up. Marvin wins by decision last time I checked, plus 177. That's not a bad line. Tio took it saying Kevin Holland via some cool shit. He's happier laying on his back. Just put it that way. Vittori holds him down a lot easier than Brunson. Yeah, I agree with that. And it won't be as scary for Vittori on the feet as it was for Brunson on the feet. I'm taking Marvin and Norma and hitting it hard this week. I got to look into the replacement Blanchfield. I got to look into her because apparently she's pretty good. Haven't seen much of her though. I can see him finishing though. Careful. Yeah. 2 girls, 1 ghost. Check it out. Interesting. Remember, maybe you should go to Pub Sports Radio. We be pubbing. Sort of Snuggles. I love it. I really like that. Yeah. Yep, that's the link. Make sure you guys check that out. Robert might burn it, but I think he beats Galvin. Yeah. Baylor or Gonzaga, no idea. I don't watch college basketball. You're not going to be on odds anymore. Again, their full content shut down, like temporarily on hold or something. That's why Jimmy the Bag is not there anymore. That's why Almac's not there. Joy Negro during the Bellator post-fight show this past weekend. Luke Thomas mentioned the Weasel on his podcasts. Hoping you get that plug soon, bro. Room for you. The Weasel. Ooh. The MMA Weasel guy. That guy came out of nowhere, right? Is he even on Twitter? I don't even know if he's on Twitter. But yeah, he has a crazy YouTube following. How did he mention the Weasel though? Negatively or positively? Tajik Bay stopping by to say what up. Manuel Galarza, I fell asleep watching Alvey film. Alvey fight versus Swarford in 2019 was comedy. Both fighters had the wives in their respective corners. Marquez by KO's free money. Shit. Sam Alvey is durable as fuck, though. Just be careful with that. MMA Cap NCA thoughts on my first parlay. Alan Sadiq goes distance. Well, that's going to be a tough one to sweat out. Vittoria by sub or decision. I don't know if he KOs Holland. So yeah, I don't mind that. I think he wins by decision. But yeah, that Sadiq Allen fight, that will be on the feet. And Sadiq has some bombs, and Sadiq is very hittable and rockable. He's been rocked numerous times in his fights. I'd be sweating the fuck out of that one. I hate overs, and I hate playing goes to decisions. So maybe I'm just being slightly biased here. But good luck with that one, brother. Time is not a line. Yeah, he agrees with him. Yeah, man, good luck on that parlay. I know he's been active for a while for sure. Because it's built on parlays, bro. Exactly. Played Nina plus 150 on FanDuel. She opened on dog odds. Yeah. Are you in Hamilton? No, I'm not. I'm in Kaler. Haven't seen this name in a while. Blanchfield is good BJJ. She's a winner. I wouldn't bet against her. She's plus 200, so I wouldn't mind checking that out. Jeannie, what else? Stop doing contests like the UFC shows. Let's see what's up. I'm sure you guys will hear more later. AG Selecki, DeCastro Durham parlay this week. Thoughts? Thank you for all your work. Congrats on full time. Thank you, brother. DeCastro, I would not play at minus 300. Not saying that Danaher wins, but those odds are ridiculous. There are much better favorites on this card if you weren't looking for a safe-ish parlay. I wouldn't take DeCastro. I think he wins, but goddamn, that's a very tough fight given the odds there. And then Dern and Nina. I lean Nina pre-tape. Haven't finished that yet, so be careful with that one too. But yeah, I really like Selecki. Just saying. Anyway, Jeannie, I'm gonna go eat some horse meat and elk. Watch some Netflix. Later, dude. Kung Dao Chicken. What happened with DMX? Yeah, that's a bummer. I hope he didn't die though, right? Like he's still what on life support or something. What's the latest on DMX? Apparently, there's a ton of people outside the hospital that he's at and playing his music. Damn. I hope he pulls through. That's probably a crazy scene. There's like bikers and shit. Crazy. But yeah, hope he pulls through. Joy Negro. In regards to the Weasel, it was neither a positive or negative comment. He said he has his own style of breakdowns and videos. He didn't like praise him, just mentioned by name. Interesting. Yeah, no, Weasel's like on some next level shit right now, right? Like um he uh he has a great following. He has a huge following. Just posted my Alan and Sadiq breakdown on the Patreon. I just finished uploading to YouTube's. If you guys can bear with me for a second. I feel the patron members deserve it as soon as possible. That's what we're going with UFC Vegas 23 instead of UFC Vegas. Or sorry, UFC on FS. No, what am I talking about? UFC on ABC 2. God damn. Definitely can't multitask. So got that out of the way. DXJC, what has DMX gotten himself into? Dude, he had like a heart attack or something like that. I think he had a heart attack or overdose. First thing that was released was overdose. And then it said heart attack. Not 100% sure, but apparently he's on life support. Yes, please do hit that like. Definitely helps your boy out. Come down, chicken. Any thoughts on the Bellator tournament? That's the light heavyweight tournament, right? I think what's his face retains. I'm pretty sure you can bet on it on Bet Online. So let me just hop on to my Bet Online account. See if I can get some odds and maybe just make a play right now. Again, this would be pre-tape, so I wouldn't go heavy on it or anything. MMA props. Bellator. All right. Light heavyweight tournament. Plus 190 Vadim Nemkov. Not too shabby. Yoel Romero plus 425. And Bader 500. Johnson plus 700. Corey Anderson plus 1,000. That random dude plus 1,000. Plus 1,400 Phil Davis. And plus 3,300 for Lyoto Machida. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm probably going to go Vadim Nemkov. I'll put a little bit on it right now. Official, I'll pre-tape. I'm putting 0.31 units on it. Yeah, I think Nemkov retains. Chris White stopping by. What's good, dude? Click that like. Yes, please. Nick West stopping by to say what up. Thank you. Rui Sarah. Nina has some sneaky defensive wrestling ability. Feel she'll piece Dern up on the feet. And that is my pre-tape thoughts as well. You know, she had a pretty good calf kick on her as well. Wrestling-wise, solid. And even though she has a win over like Claudia Gadelha, who's a very high-level opponent, it's always sketchy when you're fighting Claudia Gadelha nowadays just because of what her cardio looks like, right? And that usually abandons her late in fights, which allows the other opponent to just, or the other fighter to just look much better than they could possibly look against other fighters. With that said, though, Nina Ansaroff looked really good in her last little stretch before she ran into Tatiana Suarez. And props to her for even taking the Suarez fight. You kidding me? Yeah, I lean Nina, and I get why she's a slight favorite now. She gets back to dog odds, I'd be interested. Time is not a line is saying I can bet on Korean baseball at 3:58 a.m., but I can't bet on a whole Bellator card. Yeah, I know. That's why I used Betway to make my Khalid Murtalaziyev fight or bet. I went 11 and 12 thanks to goddamn Gracie. Oh, 11 and 12. I only did a main card prediction. I went 5 and 0. Pretty proud of myself. I will say that. Irritating. I'm with you on Nemkov. You saw good. Cash big on him as a dog against Bader. Also, like AJ as a slight dog against Romero. Who knows what AJ is going to come back looking like, right? You're talking about a guy that like blew the fuck up, became this fucking power lifter, and then is coming right back down to 205. And Romero's no slouch either, right? But yeah, I like Nemkov, and I'm kicking myself for not even looking into his fight against Bader, where he was the dog. I'm like, this guy's looked good on the come up. Why didn't I fucking bet it? Hindsight is always 2020, though. You know what I mean? Kung Dao Chicken, what's changed since you've gone full time? Are you betting large units or more fights, or making it off Patreon? Just curious how a full time capper earns living. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that I would bank my ability to keep a food over my head, or keep food on my plate, keep food on my plate, keep a roof over my head, not strictly off my winnings. Because if I hit a cold streak, which has happened in the past, I wouldn't want that to affect my judgment when making bets. So that's one thing I wanted to make sure of. So now, like, I have, obviously the Patreon is a big part of it. So shout out to everybody on the Patreon. YouTube ad revenue, tape index, appearances on other shows and shit. Again, odds was a nice little paycheck too, but I still feel like there's a way for me to compensate for that. And you guys will hear about it soon. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, there's a ton of different streams that I have. And then if I truly need to, I could pull from my bankroll every now and then. But I'm more than comfortable right now. And I knew going full time would allow me to put more time into it while putting more time back into myself, which is my health and getting back into shape and spending time with the family and my loved ones and shit. That was more important to me than the extra paycheck of working my 9 to 5. It's not helping. Like I want to be able to sleep 8 hours. I don't want to have to fucking stress myself every day and all that. So it's the freedom feels nice, but I still have work to do. I still need to get ahead of schedule. I still need to finish this upcoming card. I did finish the Bellator card, but now that I have my full dedication towards it, I can I don't have to rush as much anymore, and I will eventually get ahead of schedule. I know I will. Hoping that's this week, but it's great. I'm not betting larger units. I'm still betting 100 units, or sorry, $100 per unit. But yeah, that's the approach. Super Velocity Fest. Where do most people watch the stream shows? Only go to YouTube. If you go to my page, my Twitter page, it's like one of my last tweets. I put out the YouTube link. DXJC Gracie definitely should have won that fight. I'm glad I just picked Jackson correct. Whether you deserve that win or not, that bet cashes. Harmon Stry saying, "What's up, Lock? What are your thoughts on Bellator 255? Anything that stood out to you?" I was really impressed by Umar Nurmagomedov and Pitbull as well. Yeah, that was a great card. Even the prelims, right? There was a lot of action on that. And the funny thing is, like every single fight was a beatdown up until my lock of the night play, which was Khalid Murtalazev and Fabio Aguera or whatever the fuck his name is, and came down to the last round. It was like 1-1 going into that fucking third round. So yeah, I'm glad to cash that. But yeah, good event, solid event. Uncle Weezy Anzarov has shown great takedown defense so far in the UFC. Her opponents have only been successful on 11 of 49 takedowns against way better wrestlers than Dern. That's the other thing. Dern, obviously super high level on the ground, but her ability to get the fight there, I think, still needs to be improved, which is why Anzarov, I think, could win this fight on the feet. I wasn't even mad he lost. He was on top, not advancing position, just staying there for a solid 3 minutes. Matt Reed, favorite way to smoke spliffs. I'm a spliff guy. That's it. I can't do the bong no more. That's those college days are long gone. I have a pen as well, like those one of those THC pens, but my most preferred way is roll it up in a raw and it's burned. That's it. David Dean Luck. I see Sadiq steamrolling Allen, but the line is tight. What am I missing? Thanks. That's a close fight, man. I wouldn't say steamrolling at all, dude. The line is completely accurate, in my opinion. Um, I'm actually leaning Allen, man. I think Allen could give him the work. Um, very close fight. But I slightly lean the dog here. No worries, brother. Billy Briz, what's going on? How you doing, brother? Keep killing the game. Likewise, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. David Dean vape these days, it is so stealth. Yes, that's what I like as well. The little THC pen that I have is just so stealth. No dank, nothing. Gets you fucking smacked. But when I'm just chilling, Locky late night type of stuff, I'll go smoke J. Nick Westballal should handle Maya pretty easily. Yeah. Does he somehow get stuck in the grappling realm? Will Maya track him down? I didn't know if Maya could track Lyman Good down, and he tracked him down. He just hopped on his back. He's like, "All right, we're doing jujitsu now." um, but yes, on the surface, Bilal should win that. Would I play him past minus 150 pre-tape? I don't know. Alex Huber, what's the record on new moms returning to the octagon? Good point. One that comes to my mind pretty much immediately is Juliana Pena. I think she lost her comeback fight. Nope, she beat Nico Montano. She lost to Valentina Shevchenko before she went on mat leave and came back and beat Nico Montano. Who's another one? Alexis Davis. When did Alexis Davis have her kid? I don't think it was in the UFC, right? It should have been earlier. Yeah, I can't think of any other moms. Marion Renault, but I think that was before she even started training MMA. Misha Tate, we're just about to find out. She's coming back soon against said Marion Renault. Hayden Stevenson, thoughts on Burns versus Wonder Boy? I'm on Wonder Boy there, man, and I might actually bet him. Let me see what the odds are. I gotta tape that fight still, but Wonder Boy definitely intrigues me. And it's really still not a bad line. Out of the 3 fights that have odds for that, which is McGregor Poirier, Maya I, and Burns Thompson, Thompson would be my most confident pick pre-tape. MMA Kappa double A via decision over Sodiq. Yep, that's kind of my lean, man. We know new dad power is undefeated. Yeah, wasn't Cowboy one of those guys? Kung Dao Chicken, thoughts on Edwards versus Diaz? I don't see Diaz standing a chance. Thinking about betting big on Usman plus Edwards. That might be my parlay too. Throw in Valentina Shevchenko there. I think you're good to go. Gunny is in the house saying Sadiq all day. They must have forgot my boy a tank. I don't know, bro. I don't know. David Dean locked. Does Perry have anything left fighting Rodriguez? I think Rodriguez is a little bit overhyped, to be honest. I think Perry has something, right? Papa Perry, who knows what he's going to bring to the table. But I think I lean Perry pre-tape. I think the line is a little bit too wide already. Bob's Burger stopping by. Man, I think Francis will be here for a very long time. Yeah, he looked like a beast, right? If he can keep that up, I'm down with that. Manuel Galarza, I think Dern McKenzie also lost her. Oh, Mackenzie Dern lost her first fight after having a baby. Well, she came back pretty quickly and she went up against Amanda Hebas. So tough fight to come back to. But yeah, you are correct there. Brandon McDonald, what fight are you most excited for this upcoming card? It's got to be Allen and Sodiq. That fight's going to be fucking bananas. I'm really intrigued by Azure and Shore. Yeah, pretty much those fights. Bahamondes and Magdesi, as well as Saldana Griffin, intrigue me because I'm intrigued by those contender series guys. Bob's Burgers. Once I saw Francis stuff that DP takedown, I realized he's going to be here for a while. See, the thing is, okay, he stuffs the first one, but how does he do against guys that force him to defend more takedowns as the fight drags on? But the next best guy that could potentially do that to him is Curtis Blades, and he beat him twice. So maybe a guy like Alexander Romanov, maybe a guy like Juan Espino, high-level wrestlers. But yeah, Francis is a beast. He's a beast. He deserves it. Kevin Holland taped his mouth up. Is redemption possible? I don't think so, man. I think Vittori has him beat here. Manuel Galarza, yeah, it's 4 months after giving birth. Yeah, that's nuts. That is nuts. Wonder Boy all day, baby. Gilbert Burns is overrated from beating up on a 43-year-old and 30-year-old man. Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. I think Wonder Boy still has it. Marcus Williams in the house. The selection of Ortega Volkanovski as tough coaches is almost as bad as the selection of Shane Carwin and Roy Nelson. Is it hard to pick coaches who have personalities made to make high TV ratings? Yeah, like I think Ortega is obviously the appealing side in that TV wise, but that makes no sense other than they just want to delay the fight and possibly hype it up a little bit more, given that Volkanovski just recovered from COVID and apparently he got hit pretty bad. So maybe this gives him enough time while still keeping the shine on them. And I'm interested to see how they are going to revamp that brand. It's been off for a while now, right? And they've been talking about rebranding it for a while. Not rebranding it, but like changing it up, making it interesting again. They tried the live thing for one season, the one that Michael Chiesa won. That didn't turn out to be the greatest. I don't know. We'll see what they do. Could they have better coaches? Yeah. Like, ideally for me, Masvidal versus Covington would have been the best they could have done. That would have been sick. Or Masvidal Edwards, since we have a backstory there already. Ortega Volkanovski, love the guys, but I'd rather just see them fight, to be honest. Neil A is saying Gon will beat Ngannou. That's a good prediction. I could see that. Alex Weber, I like Wonderboy there. Burns got stopped on jabs. Wonderboy is going to keep him at distance with the karate stance and pay him up. Yeah, I like it too. I don't mind a Wonderboy finish either. I think Wonderboy could finish him too. MMA Cap IC D-Rough flexed on Mike similar to the way he did against Gabe Green. I feel even Gabe Green would give Perry a run for his money. I know Green was short notice to that fight, but he fights similar to Mike. I think Mike throws with a little bit more aggression, gives a little less fucks about getting hit, and will march forward a lot more. I think people are kind of just overlooking Perry and his, he did some stupid shit as of late, but I think he's like legit training now. Like he's at an actual gym, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, see it. I've heard that he was with the gym. He's not just being dumb nuts anymore. He's at MMA Masters, home of Miguel Baeza, Colby Covington. So he's taking it serious again. And as a papa, you know what I mean? Alex Weber, last 9 years, only Woodley has taken down one boy. Yeah. I think Gilbert's going to struggle here. Nick West, heavyweights don't generally rule for a long time. Sibu is an anomaly at heavyweight defenses, but Ngannou has good stake to it. Like the kind of guy that's going to beat him is possibly like a guy like Gon, right? We kind of saw in his last fight against Jairzinho Rozenstruik that he's able to stay away from power for 25 minutes and get away with his style. But this Francis is the next step up. You know what? Actually, no. Derek Lewis is the next step up. And then beyond him is Francis Ngannou. So I would love to see Gon versus Derek Lewis, but we're getting Gon versus Volkov, which is a great fight for both guys. Really looking forward to that one too. Kung Dao Chicken, if Wonderboy gets taken down in center of octagon, he's getting subbed. He needs to defend against the cage. His get-up game is pretty good. I don't know if Burns will be able to catch him. He's going to keep running onto shots. Fuck, such a great fight though. What do you got on Delkis versus Kizriev? I'm leaning Delkis at the moment. I know nothing about Kizriev. I haven't looked into that fight yet, so I don't want to give you any information. I like Kyle pre-tape. I like the type of fight that he brings. He's a good fighter. He's durable as fuck. His jiu-jitsu is great, but I know nothing about Kizriev. Time is not a line. How did you see Telvatori? Kind of sort of like Marvin, but I was going to sit back and enjoy that one. Yeah, I liked Marvin there as well too, but I don't think I would have bet Marvin there. I had him on that long shot parlay I was telling you guys about. Finesse God, I hope Holland wins, but it's pure entertainment. Yeah, he is, but he fights to have fun. He doesn't fight to win. It's going to catch up to you against guys that really want to win, and Marvin Vittori really wants to win. Neil A. Gon's straight punches will beat Ngannou's looping shots. They both have big power and speed. Gon way more technical. Yep, I'm right there with you, Neil. MMA Kappa, McDonald, I'm liking Douglas pre-tape. All right, let you guys talk. Danny Lopez, what do you do with Max now? Good point. Oh, let's see. Let's see what those famous UFC rankings tell us. Featherweight, Max Holloway. Holloway versus Zabit would be great. Sign me the fuck up for that. Because outside of that, there is nobody. Does he want up to 155 again and try to test his waters there? He's lost to Volkanovski twice now. Great performance against Cater. He needs at least one more big win. I would have loved to see Max Holloway against Tony Ferguson. That would have been bananas. I'd probably pick Max Holloway there, but that fight would have been absolutely crazy. Holloway against RDA isn't bad. Again, I don't know where I heard it, but I thought Holloway said he wanted to go back up to 155 eventually. I think the RDA fight would be great for him. I don't know. At featherweight, though, Zabit's the only one that really makes sense. Kung Dao Chicken Gun is fighting Gano. He's fighting Volkov next, who's way more technical. I don't know if I'll be betting that fight. I still lean Gon there, to be honest. David Dean, Impa versus Sasha is an interesting matchup. Impa dropping from 185 to 170. His chin may not be able to take it after that Buckley Kung Fu KO. Yeah. I'm not, I wasn't the biggest on Palatnikov. But people can't just write off Impa anymore just because he got knocked the fuck out. Technically speaking, he's still a really good fighter. But the line, I think, is a little bit crazy. Kung Dao Chicken, super psyched for Volkov versus Ngannou. Matt Reed, thoughts on tough coaches. Could have done better. Seriously, could have done better. Paul or Askren, I'll take Paul, but I'm not betting that fight at all. Nick West, Gunn seems more John Jones-like and be able to control comfortably, I think. Can't wait to see him versus the rest of the top five. Yeah, the Volkov fight is great. That's a really good fight. That's a really good fight. Definitely speaking Wonderboy via KO. Yeah, me too. Probably like a round 3, round 4 KO prop. That's what I'm thinking. Cooked Out Chicken, thoughts on Poirier McGregor 3. I'm hammering the line while Dustin is the underdog. Yeah, I guess you got to lean Dustin. How many changes is Connor truly going to make? Yeah, I'm on Dustin. Off Flame, 400, Ghana and Ngannou were in training partners. Yeah, they'll still fight each other, though. Kung Dao Chicken, Max versus a beat or Yair would be a banger. I just don't care to see Yair fight. Like, I think he needs to prove himself, to be honest, before he comes back and fights. Like, when's the last time we saw him fight? Right? Was his last fight the fucking Korean Zombie fight? Don't tell me that was his last fight. Oh, yeah. Rodriguez. Stevens. That was, October 2019. A year and a half he's been off. Nick West, Holloway versus Fier in first of a crossover. It's warranted, yeah. We'll never get a crossover, though. Never, ever. Of Flame, I don't know. I think Ngannou is gone because they train together. He knows he has. Yeah, but when they trained together originally, Gon was a much different fighter. He's way more complete now. It was a long, long time ago. Locke is known on no way Ferg kills Max. I think Max kills Ferg. Marcus Williams, I think John Jones versus Francis or Francis versus Derek Lewis or Sterling versus Jan. If he can speak English as tough coaches would have been better than Ortega versus Volkanovski. My man is right. I agree. Sterling versus Jan would have been interesting, but I don't think his English is good enough. Jones versus Francis would have been great. But just for TV stake, Francis versus Derek would be fucking amazing. Amazing. Uncle Weezy, if this card stays at 15 fights, it's going to be fire. De Castro Danho is the only terrible fight. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's see if there's another one I don't give a fuck about. Has Alvi, I could do without that one, to be honest. Every other fight I'm down for. Joy Nigro, do you think fighters like Pitbull, Pico, Laredo, McKee will ever sign with the UFC? I think the only one out of those names that you said will probably be McKee because he's still young enough. He could potentially just be on his way to winning the title right now if he beats Pitbull, which I think he will, man. That guy is so fucking talented. I made a huge mistake betting against him when he went up against Darian Caldwell. God damn, that was bad. Yeah, McKee again, I believe, is still young enough that he could do it. How old is he? I feel like he's no older than 26, 25. He'll be 26 in 2 days. Marcus Williams, you want to have been booked for another fight? It's been over 12 months since a classic against Yang. I think you were at that fight too, weren't you? Marcus. Um, yeah, she's not back. She had voiced something about she didn't want to fight until crowds are back, but now crowds are back. So let's see. Matt Reed, Burns and Wonderboy in 3 rounds is interesting. Burns will have a good pace, but I still lean Wonderboy. Yeah, I'm still on Wonderboy. I don't know why I thought it was a main event, but even in 3 rounds, I still favor Wonderboy. Yuri versus Reyes. I lean Reyes there. Oh, sorry, Yuri. Sorry, Yuri. Tiotoke, who's your favorite fighter, retired or active? Gotta be Shogun or Vanderlei. Cain Velasquez is up there for me too, but Shogun or Vanderlei definitely. Maybe they are trying to prove Volkanovski actually has a personality. God, that's so mean. Adrian Anderson is a what's up, Lock? Been watching for years now. Every year, who has the best resume in MMA off the top of your head? Best resume, like who's fought the best fighters and won? Like who's the best fighter wise? Whew. Obviously, Khabib has a really good resume. GSP has a great resume. Silva does to an extent. He didn't really get to fight the highest of levels at his division, and that's not his fault, though. Jones, great resume. Yeah, one of those names. MMA Kappa is saying, thoughts on Jacob Malkoun getting another UFC shot against Razak? Should have been cut after Hawes. Razak will get him that work as well. My concern is, like, what if he doesn't get it, though, right? Like, remember what we did against Zaruk Adeshev, which was he got knocked the fuck out by Tyson Am. Now he's Cheney, and now Sumadarji is going to put him into a casket as well within a round. What if that was just an anomaly? Like, Phil Hawes is a heavier. Razak is too. But, like, what if Malkoun just does something to get away from the power of Razak and survives the power to the point that Razak gasses, like he did against Munir, like he did against Omari Akhmedov? That's my concern with betting guys like Razak, is that could happen. Alex Weber, what can I bet a line on Mike Perry making weight? He'll make weight. 100% he'll make weight. Joey Nito is saying Darian Caldwell from Rahway, New Jersey. I live 5 minutes from him. Yeah, it seemed like he had a really good and bright future. Then I think it was the Horiguchi fights that kind of stopped his momentum. Adrian Anderson, by resume, I meant both a combination of wins and losses against the best. I personally think Gegard is one of the best. That is a very good one. So, yeah, if we're taking guys that have losses into consideration too, Junior Dos Santos, that guy just never knew how to say no to anybody, right? Fucking fought everybody, from the Tai Tuivasas to the Cyril Gans to the Francis Ngannous, Andrei Arlovsky, fucking Fedor on his record too, right? Frank Edgar has a crazy resume. Dos Anjos, crazy resume too. Like, look at fucking Rafael Dos Anjos. He has Khabib on his record too, right? So just his last couple fights: Paul Felder, Michael Chiesa, Leon Edwards, Kevin Lee, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, Robbie Lawler, Neil Magny. That's dating from recently to 2017. Here's a couple other names: Tony Ferguson, Eddie Alvarez, Donny Cowboy Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Nate Diaz, Ben Henderson, Khabib, Cowboy again, Evan Dunham, Mark Bocek, Kamal Shalrus, Gleison Tebow, Clay Guida, Tyson Griffin, Jeremy Stevens, George Brito. He fought George Brito. Wow. But yeah, Dos Anjos has fought fucking everybody. Good question. Matt Reed, the tough coaches is bad for Max. He's clear number one contender and won't fight for the title for at least 8 months. Yeah, that's my other concern about having these guys as the coaches. So let Max fight Zabit or Yair, I guess. Yair. Or having go up to 155 to just chill up there for a bit. Take a fight up there. See what happens. If you lose, come back to 145, cement yourself back there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Kung Dao Chicken, Giga versus Swanson. Pre-tape lean is Swanson, and I know he's a big dog, but I'm not sure. Can't wait to look into that one though. Giga is always underrated. Marcus Williams, if you purchase Bellator, what changes? Sorry. What changes and firings would you make to make Bellator a real competitor to the UFC? Coker had a lot of superstars at Strikeforce and failed to compete long term against the UFC. Great question. Fuck, that's a damn good question. So they already got rid of Mike Goldberg, which I second. I don't mind Mauro Ranallo more than most people. I think he's I'm slightly biased. I worked with him a little bit up here in Toronto. I think their commentary team is fine. I think less mismatches, right? Let's start having the best guys, start finding the best guys a lot sooner than they actually do, right? I think MVP got strung along a little bit too slow. And even though when he got his first real test, I think it was Diego Lima, got knocked the fuck out, but let's bring them on a lot quicker. I like the one thing that I'm liking that they've been doing as of late is snatching up these like strong wrestlers and these big prospects, Magomedov, Umar or Usman Nurmagomedov, and then the kids on the undercard that are still trying to make their name, right? Tyrell Fortune, Ed Ruth. Obviously, they've lost a couple times, but they're high level guys. This guy's still, who's the guy that just beat Roger Huerta? They have a lot of Russians that they're banking on now too. I think it's just exciting fights. They're on pace, not to. I think they'll never be a competitor to the UFC. That'll never happen. But I like their ability to lean on homegrown talent while having their sideshow fights, right? Like the light heavyweight tournament. Who's somewhat homegrown talent to them? Vadim Nemkov. Everybody else used to be in the UFC. But I like the homegrown talent thing. That's the main thing. But another big thing though is like when kids are growing up, they're like, I don't want to be Bellator champion. I want to be UFC champion. They don't even bring up Bellator. When they're dreaming, they're thinking about walking out to the UFC octagon, to seeing Dana ringside and Joe Rogan and whoever the fuck else, John Anik. I don't think that perception will ever change. So if I purchase Bellator, it's just put on the freakish show fights, which are like the older UFC vets that want to still fight. Put on the JDS versus Fedor type of fights while focusing on growing your homegrown talent. AJ McKee, right? Literally every single one of his fights in Bellator, and he's grown up in front of our eyes. And now he could potentially become one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. Depending on how he goes out there and dispatches a pitbull, he could make a claim for that. That's how Bellator gets on the scene, by having fighters of that level. He could be their golden ticket. I'm being honest. AJ McKee could be big for them. Tio took it. Do you think Usman finishes Masvidal once and for good for the people? I don't think he finishes him. I think he plays it safe. I don't think he engages in the striking as much as he did with Gilbert. I think he's going to try to play as safe as possible. Either get Masvidal down, push him up against the cage. I think the fight just looks the same. Matt Reed, thoughts on how KG and Whitaker will play out? I got Whitaker 50-44. I'm right there with you. That's kind of my thought process too. Think decision, soundly outstrikes him, soundly beats him, stays away from the big power. He's good to go. Adrian Anderson. Once again, what is your favorite What If MMA timeline? Like What If Fighter A won? Sorry, I'm asking hella shit. I never catch these things live. No worries, dude. I love these questions. And I'm going to start to wrap it up too soon because it's close to an hour since I've been on. But my what if, I don't know why this one always comes to mind. What if John Jones and Chael Sonnen went into that second round, and Chael Sonnen won the fight via TKO because if you guys remember, John Jones's toe was like hanging off a bone. It was like almost completely severed, and his adrenaline started to wear off during the interview, and then he started to see his toe. So if that went into, it was only a couple seconds away, right? Like I swear it was less than 5 seconds. Okay, maybe not 5 seconds. It was 27 seconds. If it lasted 27 seconds more and went into the second round, Chosun probably would have won by TKO injury. How crazy would that have been? That's one of my what ifs. Or one more I'll throw at you. If RDA stayed in the fight with Conor instead of Nate Diaz jumping in to fight Conor, Nate Diaz wouldn't be as big of a star as Diaz right now. That's for sure. And what if RDA beat Conor? How does that change things? But Conor's lost a couple times, right? Like he lost that same weekend when Nate Diaz took the fight. So the aura of Conor losing would be gone, but the hype to still see him is there. So yeah, maybe I'd want to see the Chael and John Jones one a little bit more. Ben saying, you have a guess on the Bilal opener versus Maya? I'd personally be surprised if it's more than minus 150 for Bilal. Wait, what tough coaches? Brian Ortega and Alexander Volkanovski. What's the deal with Mike Goldberg's surprise departure? Happened so similar to the UFC. Why don't people like him? When you hear guys like John Anik, Brendan Fitzgerald, when you see guys like that, you understand. That's what a guy in that role, or is that color? No. Yeah, play-by-play. Sorry. When you see a play-by-play guy as good as Brendan Fitzgerald, John Anik, even John Gooden on the UK side of things, you get why people don't like Mike Goldberg. I like Mike Goldberg as a person. Not so much talk about fights for me. Is Mighty Mouse Johnson going to win in one FC? He should. I don't know anything about his opponents, but he should. Matt Reed, Volk versus Ortega. Are you going to do anything for one TNT? I won't be. I'm going to be doing Bellator and UFC this week. Once I get ahead of schedule, then I'm going to start doing the LFAs. I'll do the ones. I'll do the Cage Warriors if they give us odds on that. Then I'll start to open up. I just want to get ahead of schedule on Bellator and UFC first. Then I'm going to do that shit. MMA Kappa, thoughts on backing Renault as a dog against the most likely Rusty Misha. Pretty I can see Renault being able to give Misha problems. We'll have to rewatch Misha to gauge her properly again. Yeah, I don't really recall Misha. Like, obviously, she has a good grappling game and jiu-jitsu game, but I don't recall much else about her. So I definitely have to run the tape before I can talk out of turn there. Adrian Anderson, why wasn't Darren Caldwell in the Bellator rankings? Did I miss something? Was he cut? I don't think he was cut. He's a 135er, right? He should have been ranked. Ben, I'm interested to see the guy that is fighting Corey Anderson. Yeah, I know nothing about him. Can't wait to tape him. Maybe he's a good dark horse. Who knows? If Chandler and McKee become champions in 2021, Bellator gains some clout. Yeah, you'll have a McKee being the guy who beat the UFC champ. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good point. Good point. Teal took it. What if Masvidal never landed that knee? Yeah, exactly. That's another big one. That is another big one. Like these small things that happen for Masvidal and Diaz changes their career entirely. These guys are fucking paid now. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. If Nate doesn't get the call against Conor, what's he doing? He's still probably just taking random fights, trying to stay busy, fighting the Michael Johnsons of the world. Fuck. Goldberg has an alcohol problem. That's why Coker let him go. Yeah. Goldberg always said some dumb stuff. Marcus Williams, it would be crazy if something happens to Chandler or Charles Oliveira during fight week and Tony Ferguson is plugged into 155 title fight and wins. That would be great, but I don't know if Ferguson would be their next person to call upon. Kung Dao Chicken, if Ferguson loses again, he's done. Dariush isn't the worst opponent in the world. But yeah, that would be a bad look. 2021, that would be great. Adrian Anderson, I just found it interesting because he wasn't ranked in 135 and 145. You think he'd be ranked in either because he beat Bork's number 3 in 2020 and is a former 135 champ. Yeah. When's the last time he fought at 135? Maybe that has something to do with it. Henry Klars, 145. Adrian Borix, 145. AJ McKee, 145. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Good point. I must have missed that. All right, last question here. Harman, sorry, what would your dream team as UFC announcers ringside? I would personally love it if it was Joe Rogan, Khabib, and DC. That would be commentary gold. I like that. You got to plug in Anik there, though. Anik is one of my favorite guys, too. So maybe I wouldn't mind Anik, Khabib, and DC. That would be fucking hilarious. That'd be so funny. Last time he fought was McKee. Yep, you're right. How was it just guys on the UFC after all the weight misses and losses? I don't know. I have no idea. There's a reason she made an OnlyFans thing. Let's just put it that way. Harman Sarai, will the UFC consider cutting Tony Frazier if he loses to Benio? It seems to be a max exodus coming. I don't think they'd cut him. I think they'd give him a little bit more. That's like 3 straight losses to the top guys in that division. Now, if you give him, let me just get an exact name for you guys. If Tony Ferguson was to lose this fight and then he lost to Ally Quinta, then sure, cut him. But not after losing to Benny Dariush. Benny Dariush is top 10 guy. He's a solid fighter. Marcus Williams is saying Locky late night needs to be 2 hours. Yeah. Again, now that I'm full time, maybe I could do it, but we're not doing it tonight. I got to cut. I got some things to do still. All right. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you haven't already, please do hit that like. Definitely helps your boy out. We got 22 likes, about 50 people watching. If we got more than that, that'll be nice. But appreciate you guys stopping by. We will be back. I don't know when. Hoping to drop my podcast tomorrow for the UFC fights this weekend. Tuesday, I'm going to be doing MMA Lockcast Live at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to stop by 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, I'll be doing a live stream going over the card, top to bottom. And then, yeah, hopefully by then I can give you guys an update on what my weekly schedule is going to be like moving forward now that I won't be doing that Thursday and Friday show. All right. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Happy Easter. If you guys have tomorrow off, good. Enjoy that day. Get out there, get some air. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by. I will see you guys on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern for the MMA Lockcast Live.